Lavender Hills of Kentucky is a small farm located in Bracken County, and it's what its owners like to say, a work in progress. It's a lavender farm, and this family has learned it is more than just a flower as they discover the fascinating uses of this amazing plant.
I'm sold on lavender. We were told that lavender did not grow very well as a crop in Kentucky, mainly because of the humidity and because of the clay soil. So we were told ahead of time that this would be risky, but we are the first commercial lavender farm in the state. Lavender Hills came about 10 years ago. This is the area where I grew up, and I was getting a little homesick. I have 2 daughters, and they were young at the time, and I wanted to share with them the rural lifestyle. My husband is a New York transplant, so trying to get him to buy land was going to take a little convincing. He wanted to know what I could do with the land to maybe make a little profit and use the land without us having to live here. So I started researching, came across the herb lavender. Once we decided to do lavender, my mom got involved. Her farm is where we grew up. We used to grow tobacco. So she gave us a hillside, and with the hillside, this is where we started to plant the lavender. Now the lavender needs to be well drained, warm soil. It doesn't like clay, and funny, Kentucky has clay. So we needed to do a little bit of work on the hillside itself. So we made mounded rows to help with the drainage. We put down weed fabric, we put down a drip tape under the weed fabric, and then we went through, we made X cuts with a little X-Acto blade, 3 feet apart, and we hand planted 400 plants in one day. It grows very quickly, and it made it through the winter, which we didn't know if it would here in Kentucky, but it made it through the winter, and in June the following year, we had 750 bundles that we could harvest. 750 bundles were hung to dry in our old garage, and once they were dried, we were able to store them in boxes, keep them out of the sun, that way they keep their color, and from there we could start making our products. Our learning curve has been huge. We started out just thinking we would sell the dried bundles and that it was more for aroma and decorative, but then we started finding all the benefits. It has medicinal benefits. It has antibacterial, anti-inflammatory properties. So it's great for green clean. Lavender is so versatile. It's actually known as the Swiss Army knife of all herbs because it is so versatile. We started making products for the fragrance. We started with sachets and soaps and candles. We made lavender wands. So we just started small with just a few products. And when we went to festivals, people would ask us, "Oh, do you have so-and-so?" So we looked it up. We figured out how to make so-and-so. A lot of times it is, I didn't know you could do that with lavender. You can eat lavender? So I really like making the food products. I like trying the different food items that we have and trying new ones every year. I have all kinds of ideas to do with the lavender. We have found so many products we can do with it. Now we have workshops that we offer. We have tours, we have luncheons. People will come and they're going, "What do you do with lavender?" And so the women especially, they want to know all about the products. The men, they want to know all about the farming process. So it has been very educational for anyone who comes to our booth, who sees our shop, who comes to the farm. We try to make it an educational visit. Our lavender survived for about 8 years before we had any weather problems. Now there were a few times that we may have had an early frost or we had a late frost, but in the winter of 2013-14, we had a really bad winter, and it did kill a lot of our lavender. And then the year 2014 to 15 did it all in. So it took out all 1,000 plants that we had, and we're basically starting over. We were so heartbroken because we had such a beautiful field. People could come and see our lavender, and it was producing, and it was gorgeous, and it smelled wonderful. And now we're starting again. So now we've sort of focused on some other things to do with our lavender while we get back on our feet in planting our new lavender. My children, they were the reason that I wanted the land, and they quickly found out that anytime I brought them to the farm, it was work. So it's a family operation, and we get to share time together, and we get to share the same work ethic. So we have good quality products based on that hard-working ethic that we all grew up with. I hope I have passed this to my